All right, so let's find a comfortable place to sit. We're gonna start breathing seated. I think we're all good. All right, so find the tips of your sit bones, remove flesh if you need to, sit up on a couple of blocks if you need to. Nice. So make sure that we're not too forward from the sit bones or you're not too far back. So find where it's almost comfortable. Then try to stack the ribs over, try to bring the chin gently in and lift the back, the base of the skull. So you're just nice and lengthened. Just breathe. So breathing in, expanding the torso, breathing out. Just gently pulling the abdominals in to breathe out. Breathing in and out. When you feel comfortable enough to start activating the pelvic floor, when you start breathing out, take the pelvic floor off the mat and lift it. Yeah, so you're lifting it all the way to the ribs. Relax the shoulders, stay long through the spine. Try to lift to the back of the body to lengthen, to breathe in, breathe out, pull the pelvic floor. Keep breathing. Give me 2 more breaths.
I'll keep mine on.
Okay, I always keep mine anyway.
Well, I can keep mine on.
Yeah, keep it on. Yeah, it's for them. And I keep it on anyway to teach. All right, so after pulling the pelvic floor, we're gonna start hugging everything in, right? So breathing in, same thing, back inside of the ribs a little more, expand the ribs. Breathe out, pull the pelvic floor. So once you pull it, also sink the pubic bone and the abdominals in and lift everything up, hugging the hip bones, the waist, and the rib to continue the breath out. Breathing in, back side of ribs. Breathing out, pull the pelvic floor, sink pubic bone, abdominals, lift, hug the hip bones, the waist, and the ribs. So let's get that core active. And remember, it's gentle. And try not to over harden the deep core. So when you pull the pelvic floor, feel that activation of the lower abdominals. And hug everything in gently without moving the spine or the pelvis. Relax the shoulder and the neck and just keep the back of the body lengthening. Keep your tailbone heavy. So tailbone reaching down, spine, back of neck, base of skull reaching up. Think of the back of the head too. If you have a ponytail, remember, think of that, pulling my ponytail up to the ceiling. Good. So we're gonna start moving the pelvis again. We did that, I think, the first day of class. So once you breathe out, you pull the pelvic floor, we're gonna roll to the back of the sit bones and roll forward again. What I want you to do is try to reach your arms forward. Do you need to sit on a box? Okay. So reach the arms forward, but keep the back stable. Think of the pinky fingers reaching, and you should feel the lats activate, right? So keep that reach. Try to imagine that your fingertips are touching a wall and you don't want it to move away. So as you lift the pelvic floor and abdominals and lengthen the spine, on the breath out, you're gonna roll behind your sit bones without shifting the arms and the shoulders back. You're gonna breathe in and sit tall again. Breathe out, scoop. Just the pelvis and then lengthen back up. So check that you're not shifting. So we're not rounding through the upper back, yeah? We're rounding, just lift pelvic floor, roll right behind my sit bone. So it's only your low back that's really rolling back, that's it. And then lift bring the pelvis forward again, right on top of the sit bones. So we're flexing, you're pushing the pelvis and the low back from the lower abdominals. So it's tilted back. Now sit back up. So just pull the pelvis back forward to neutral. Don't hold the arch. Okay? So as you go back, the arms don't move. No shifting. So I can do that in the video a little bit. It looks like my hand is on the tower. When I roll back, see my pelvis is rounding, but I'm not going away from the tower. Okay, so it should release the low back. Good. When you finish on that last one, just relax the arms down, roll the shoulders. We're going to continue flexing back. So we went just pelvis. Now we're going to go belly button. So it's going to go deeper. And we're going to go lower ribs. So now we're going to round all the way up here to your bra line. The arm position still doesn't move. Okay? So reaching forward, sitting up tall. You're going to breathe out, pull the pelvic floor up, lift the abdominals, roll, keep the belly button pushing back, and now push the low ribs back. So think of the bra line pushing back. And then we're going to come back up, breathe in, head, shoulders, ribs, and pelvis back from the top down. Okay? If the arms are getting tired, you can keep your hands here, you can reach here and just try to roll back without, again, those arms shifting back. Okay, you anchor it on the knee, breathe out, pelvis, belly button, bra line, and then you stack back up again. Good. Move from the pelvis, neither don't shift the shoulders back. Give me two more. Breathing out. Let me give you my back so you guys can see. Pelvis, belly button, lower ribs. So just the bra line goes back, and then if you want, press the arms down and lift. Good. So now we're going to add chest and upper back. So either reaching the arms or pressing the arms down and forward on your knees. Grow tall. Breathe out. Lift the pelvic floor. Scoop the abdominals. Take the belly button. Take the lower ribs, bra line. Take the whole chest bone back. Now take the upper back up and back, and your head naturally drops. Your arms are still reaching forward, so you get that nice stretch. Then imagine that you're pressing the arms down and you're lifting the head, chest, pelvis, everything comes back to full stacked position. Okay? Again, pelvis. So you have to scoop and lift, yeah? Don't collapse, lift. Nice, bra line to the mirror, chest to the mirror. Now upper back, back and up. Arms still reaching forward. And then stack everything up. Keep reaching your arms forward. Good job, very nice. Stay up. Try not to collapse the body, so you're not rounding and collapsing, you're staying tall. So again, that lift of the ponytail stays, and imagine that you don't want your head position to collapse. It's going to come down, but the spine doesn't collapse down. Very nice. Good. So finish your last one, and now we're going to bend the knees and do that with roll down. So bend the knees, bring your feet forward. And bring your hands to the back of the thigh. So we're going to do half rolls. In this position, you grow tall. So if you're sitting on blocks, go to the floor and breathe out. Pelvis goes. So we're holding to the height of the thigh. Pelvis goes. Belly button goes in and up. And then the bra line goes in and up. The upper back and chest go in and up. Roll as far as you can. And now come forward with the head, stay rounded. Stay rounded, come forward with the head and shoulders. Find the tip of the sit bone, stack back up. Okay? So you're holding on, great. Let's hold on and just support ourselves. Breathe in to lengthen, keep your height. Breathe out, pull the pelvic floor. Gentle, your abs should not be tight, just should be working. Round the pelvis.
Going backward, breathing out.
Breathing out to roll. And then you can come back on a breath in, but you have to breathe to the back of your ribs. You can breathe into the top of the ribs to open it up, roll forward, and then you stop. Okay? So here's a side view for you guys here. Breathe in, breathe out, pelvis, hollow, hollow, very gentle and lift. Belly button, hollow lift, lower ribs, hollow lift, chest bone, hollow lift, and then upper back stay lifted. You can do a quick breath into the ribs and then breathe out to come back. Stay rounded, stay rounded, stay rounded, find the sit bones, stack. So I don't mind your shoulders rolling a little bit. I mind it going up to the ears. So we're keeping the collarbone wide. So as you hold the legs, reach the elbows and the shoulders outwards, even if you need to pull to roll, okay? So not up, but out and rounded is fine. So you round it down here, and then you stay rounded, roll forward, find the sit bones, and then we stack everything. Does that make sense? Okay, looking nice. Pelvis is rolling you back, pelvis, 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 pelvis. Stay rounded. Now scoop the belly. Lift the ribs away from that pelvis, but keep the pelvis tilted when you come forward, and then we stack. So the pelvis stays really tilted. Okay? Keep your shoulders wide, keep your elbows wide. Like you want to elbow two people next to you. Very good. That's it. Very nice. Stay rounded. Now, scoop and lift the rib cage up and away from the pelvis and come forward. Keep the pelvis tilted when you come forward. Find the sit bone stack. Last one. Pelvis, hollow, hollow and soft, not too strong. Go a little bit more if you can, right? Quick breath in or breath in to lift the rib. If you can breathe to the upper rib, come forward, breathe out to stack. So your breath can vary. Good. Are we good? All right. If you need to release the legs, you can. Let's try without the hands, about 4 to 5. So now the arms are reaching forward. And that reach, remember, activates the last. And we're gonna go, same thing. Stay lifted, pelvis, belly button, bra line or lower ribs, chest. Go as far as you can. Try to keep your hip flexors relaxed. Keep rounded, scoop, down forward, find the sit bone, and stack. I always lump over my sit bones. And then you can relax the arms and you can start again, so take your time. If you can just continue, fine, stay lifted. I want the entire back of the body to stay up to the ceiling. Hollow, push the ribs in and up. Quick breath in, breathe out, hollow, come forward. Round, find the sit bones, stack against the wall. And keep going. 2, 1 or 2 more. Keep reaching the pinky side of the finger forward, and that should activate your outer arms a little bit more. Keep rounding. Pubic bone is always coming up to belly button. So in your last 2, if you can touch the sacrum down, hollow to lift. Go ahead. So last one, you can rest if you need to. Try to see if you can go to the sacrum. If you get to a point you can't, hold the legs, try to tuck the sacrum, stay rounded, C shape, come up and over that big beach ball. Don't touch it. So you lift, 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 and you come forward again. Nice, relax the shoulders. We're good? Okay. All right, so let's continue on and try to see if we can do it with the legs straight, okay? If you want or you can zip the inner thighs, go for it. If you can't, you can also add a block or a ball, right? We sit up tall and the arms are here. Keep the feet flexed and the heels reaching forward. Good. Breathe in to lengthen, breathe out from the pelvis. Zip the inner thigh if you can. This is totally fine, the knee. And let's try to go a little bit deeper. So try to go to where you can hold. Breathe in to lift your breathe out to roll up and over. Find the sit bones and stack. Nice. Okay, so sit up tall. Bring the sit bones together. So a little squeeze of the butt is fine. Stay tall. Pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Zip the inner thigh if you can. Open the legs or bend the knee. Try to go as far as you can. Quick breath in, watch your shoulders pop up. Breathe out. Good. So always remembering that big beach ball. You don't want to touch it. You want to scoop hollow and come over it. Give me 2 more. You guys should be getting like the excellent cheating strategy. Don't use the hip flexors. Use the pelvic floor and the deep abdominals. Nice. Wide shoulders. Yeah, reach from the pinky. Good. Don't flex from the neck, Fatma, just from the spine. The head just falls naturally. Yeah, try not to push the neck down. Stay round, stay round. Yeah, nice. So, can you go all the way? Relax if you need to. And let's do our roll up. So now we're really breaking down the roll down, right? So you're gonna go scoop, zip, or legs separate. Try to go all the way, one bone at a time. And let's take that arm slightly more overhead. Coming back up is the same. If we're not ready to come up, remember, we bend the knees, we scoop, we get some help, we come up, and then we re-straighten to start again if you can. Knees bent is always fine. All right, so if we're good with the legs straight, go ahead. If not, you can separate. Remember, for those of you with tight backs, so go down, keep reaching the heels, keep moving the abdominals in and up, keep pulling the pubic bone out to the belly button, one bone at a time. Now, the arms, when they go back, the ribs stay down. Go as far as you can without the ribs popping. Breathe in, arms and head come up. Breathe out, let's hollow. Round that pelvis to bring you up. So tuck the pelvis, scoop the belly, lift the rib cage, come up and over, drop the head between the arms and reach. Belly goes in and up and the arms go forward. We don't go forward from the pelvis. And then you go back again. Control, legs stay down. All right, so we do 2 more if we can. When you come up, I want everybody to tuck the pelvis. So round the pelvis, scoop the belly, come up. Anchor the sit bone, continue lifting and coming forward without folding from the pelvis. Breathe in at the top, breathe out, pelvis takes you back down. Nice. Hand can come higher between your ears if you want a bigger challenge. Amazing job, everyone. Good. So on the last one, whenever you guys finish your last one, we're going to stay down. So you're going to go down on your last one. Good. Keep your arms up to the ceiling. Let's take a little break because we're going to get a little bit more challenging. We're actually going to hold the crunch coming up and hold the crunch coming down. So when we're ready to go back up again, you're gonna find a challenge position and you're gonna breathe into the back, breathe out, scoop more. Breathe into the back, breathe out, scoop more 3 times. Then we're gonna come up a little higher and do the same. Breathe to the back, scoop. Breathe to the back, scoop. And then come up all the way forward. So we're gonna have 2 challenge positions. Bend the knee if you need to. If you have a disc and if you have SI joint, don't do this. Okay, you can come up all the way and just hold it on a more flat back position. The pelvis is slightly tucked, but we're not rounding the pelvis and the low back as much, just a slight tuck of the pelvis. So starting from the bottom, let's crunch up to your first challenge. So breathe in to lift the head and the arms. Breathe out, crunch. Find your challenge position. Round the pelvis and breathe into the back. Breathe out, scoop more. Breathe into the back. Breathe out, scoop more. Press the legs down. One more. Come up to a second challenge position. Hold. Breathe into the wrist. Breathe out, hollow and up. If you're doing a flat back, bend and hold. Okay, try not to round the back too much if we have issues. Third breath, come all the way up. Find your sit bone. Lift the abdominal, stretch. Hold here for 2 breaths. Flex the feet, reach into the heels. Head falls between the arms, shoulders wide. Now let's roll down with 2 challenge points. Breathe out, scoop round the pelvis. Find your first challenge point, hold. Breathe into the wrist. Breathe out, scoop and hollow more. If you're doing flat back, just the pelvis still rounds a little bit. 3 breaths, and you're gonna go down to the second challenge point. Woo! Keep your legs down, reaching in and out for 3 breaths. Hollow more, or keep it neutral. Okay, a little bit higher for neutral with a tiny rounding of the pelvis or bending of the knees. When you're done with your 3 breaths, come down, reach the arms back and stretch. Woo! Breathe into the belly. Wow, that's amazing bunch of roll-ups. So let's bring the arms forward and up. Let's bend the right leg in. Keep the left leg down towards the middle of the body. Hand goes behind the thigh, and let's stretch. We're gonna do single leg circles. Flex the foot, bend and bring it down. Breathe in. So we're gonna stretch 3 to 4 times. So go up, hold wherever you need to hold. Flex the foot if you want more flexibility. Otherwise, bring it down. Okay, give me 1 or 2 more. All right, so on the next one, we're gonna keep the leg up. Lengthen the right waist and make sure the left rib is hugging inwards, not popping out to the side. So take your left hand to the left rib, push it in. The right hand to the right hip or waist and push it down. So if we need to bend the leg and adjust, you can. Both legs can bend. Good. All I want to do now is go straight up and down. So I want you to breathe out, take the leg down and up. Okay, even if your knee bent, scoop the belly, take it down as far as you can with the knee, pull the knee back up. Are we there? And go. 3. How low does the leg go? As low as you don't arch the back. How high does it go? Depends on your flexibility. So if you need to bend the knee at the top, bend. If you can straighten coming down, straighten. And up. Now, there's no shortening of the right waist and no shifting of the left rib. 6. Let's do 2 more. 7. The bottom leg is flexed and pushing down. So activate that foot and reach to the mound of the big toe. And last one. Good. Hug the knee and rock side to side if you need to. Wow. It's a lot of work. Okay. I think I'm going to switch legs. So bring this foot down, straighten it, inner thighs together, bring the other leg up, hand behind the thigh, and we're going to stretch this side. So we're going to breathe in, go for your stretch up. If you're flexible and want to flex the foot, do that, bring it down. So 4-ish times, right? Lengthen only as far as you can. Don't lift the left waist just to straighten the leg. You'll feel a stretch even if it doesn't straighten all the way. Right leg, everyone, foot flex, leg down. If you don't have the flexibility, just bend the knee. The bottom knee is fine bent. So on your number 4 to 5, let's keep the leg up. Let's take the right hand to the right rib, push it in. Left hand to left hip and push it down and lengthen. So right rib in, left hip forward. And let's go down for 8. Breathe out. You can straighten when you come down and it comes back up. 2. You pick the distance that your back doesn't arch. Bend the knee if you're having trouble with tight hips. 4. Put the phone on top of the jacket, whichever phone is vibrating. 5. I think it's you, Sam. Sarah, I think it's your phone. No? It's your platform? All right, and when you're done with your 8, bring the knee in and rock side to side. Okay, that was nice, everyone. Lots of big flexors, huh? All right, we're gonna bring it down and forward. Again, inner thighs together, find that alignment. Right leg goes back up. So keep the left side down. Again, so what we're gonna do now is bend the right foot and we're gonna drag the right foot forward, okay? So mound of left foot reaching. Let's take the hand to the left rib, push it in, just enough to keep it in alignment. Right hip lengthen, so push the right hip down, yeah? And let's push forward. So I want you to kick a door. Breathe out, kick, squeeze in the butt. Pull it back in without shortening the right waist. Breathe out, squeeze the butt, push. Bend it in. 3. How low do we go? Depends on your ass. 4. Go higher. Okay, all depends how much you're keeping stability. 6. When you push, can we lengthen that right waist more? Hold it there. Reach it. Reach the hip. Then reach the waist. Reach everything. Now when you bend, don't let it come up. 6. Keep the other side working. Pull it in. 7. Reach. Find that lengthening on your waist. Then we pull it in. 8. Watch your ribs. It's popping out. Good. You can give me 2 more. 9. Don't let the ribs fall. Ribs stay down. Good. Kick and reach it. 10. Kick and reach. Hold. Nice. On your last one, bring the knee in, rock side to side, pull it in. Good. So be careful when you're kicking that. Okay, they're not arching, but the ribs are not popping. Keep it down. If you can, bend the knee a little bit. Yeah. All right. Foot comes down, drag it forward, inner thighs together, and pull the left leg in. All right. So what we're gonna do here is right hand on rib, push it in, align, and then press that hip down. Flex the foot, squeeze the left butt, push and hold. Let's lengthen from now. So keep reaching that leg without misaligning. You're holding the rib and the pelvis, squeeze the butt. When you pull it back in, we don't let the hip come back up. And go 2. Squeeze the butt, reach and hold. Lift the abdominals. Keep the left waist and hip reaching forward as you bend in. 3. Watch your ribs popping, still popping. Good. So when you breathe out, we pull abdominals in, the ribs stay down. Everything works. So maybe the leg needs to go a little higher, Fatma. And pull. I lost count. You need to breathe out to push. 5. Breathe out to push. Yeah, maybe we're breathing. Pull. Keep the waist long, very important. 6. You're probably like at 20. And pull. Keep reaching. 7. We're going to 10. Squeeze the butt. Lift the abdominals. Keep lengthening the sit bone and the waist. 9. Keep lengthening the waist and the sit bone. And then if this is 10, finish it. If I counted all wrong, just count your own 10. When you're done with 10, hug the knee and roll side to side. Okay, there's a lot of core work here. Okay, let's bring it down. Open up the hips, tap it. So we have 2 more exercises. Bear with me. So the right leg goes back up, okay? Now, what we're gonna do is we're dropping the leg out to the side. So this is a lot more challenging, okay? Whether the knee's bent or any angle that you need it to be, we're gonna stabilize the left side. So now it's back to my right leg. I'm gonna drop it out to the side without the pelvis going. So it may move, it may not. But your job with the whole left side is to rotate it into the mat, right? You want to rotate it. So let's give it a try. Right leg, maybe you want to start with the leg bent a little bit. Both feet can be flexed, but definitely the left leg is flexed. We want the left rib in and the right hip long. Can we find that? Imprint if you need to. Breathe out. Rotate the left rib and hip to the ground as the right leg relaxes to the side. And then you pull it back in. Your arms on the floor definitely going to help, but let's really help with the hand to lengthen that right waist. So as you get more challenging, you can point and straighten the leg, and then you pull it back in. Lengthen. So push the left rib in, lengthen the right waist, press the left leg down, and breathe in to come back. I want to see that the left side is really stable. Okay? So everybody rotate the left side into the mat first, and then you move the right leg without the left hip coming up. Okay, so we're doing about 8 to 10. You count, there'll be 2 or 3 more. Nice. Okay. Whether you're straight or not, the left hip is working really hard not to move. When you're done with your 8 to 10, maybe we have 1 more. And you have to make sure that the leg that's going down, you're relaxing. That's why I keep relax the leg, because if your hip flexor is gripping it, you can't move it alone. We're disassociated, right? So whenever you're done stretching, both legs together again, left leg comes up, hand behind the thigh if you need to, and then you're gonna stretch it wherever you want. We started with the knee bend to help us out. You can flex both feet or just flex the bottom line. Now, right side rotates to the right, right rib in, left hip lengthen, and you relax it without gripping with the hip flexors, right? Bring it back in. So it's a breath out. Keep it down, relax without the hip rotating with you. It needs to stay down. So the back of the right pelvis, the back of the right rib, you're really pushing it down. Okay, so you press it, and then the leg moves with you without rotation. So watch that the rib doesn't rotate to compensate. Good. So press the right leg down. Rotate the right hip down and the right rib. Keep the left side really lengthened. Breathe out to drop, working that left side, the right side, and then breathe in to bring it back. A little bit more, Sam. So increase more, ribs down more. Good. And the ribs have to stay down a little bit more. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So, anybody counting? Almost 6. Almost 6? All right, so up to 10, 8 to 10. Pick what's comfortable for you. So you're working the opposite side so much. Are we still lengthening that left hip? Lengthen, lengthen. Don't let it shorten. What about the rib cage? Did it shift to compensate the lengthening? Usually it comes up and the rib shifts, right? Hip come up, rib shift. We want the rib in and the pelvis lengthen. That's why we're kind of holding and pushing. So we have no compensation with hip nor with rib. Hug it in, and we're gonna go for our last one, which is the circle. How exciting. All right. So finally we get to the circles. When we've done down and up, we've done out to the side, we've done, the pushing was just an extra. Okay, so leg goes back up, right? So we're back to right leg. Left leg down or both knees bent, whatever works for you. Lengthen. So everybody, hand on the left rib, shift it in, right hand on the right hip and forward. Rib in, hip forward. You should be stacked. Whenever you're ready, we're gonna do the circle, bringing the leg across the body. So you're gonna breathe in, drop the leg inside without the hip coming up. Breathe out, circle down and around, not huge, yeah? Go only as wide as you're staying on the left side. Breathe in to go in. Breathe out, circle. To the side, breathe in to come back in. So your circle is in the ceiling. If you're doing it with a straight leg, then watch that you're working. Now, can everybody relax the leg in the hip joint? Can you still lengthen through the right waist, the right hip, and the right sit bone? Keep the left rib in. So we're doing 5. Maybe we have 1 more. And then we're gonna reverse it. Feel free to rest if you need to rest. Otherwise, you're gonna breathe in to drop it out or breathe out out and down. Breathe in across the body as much as you can without lifting the pelvis and back in. Breathe out. Breathe in. So the circle is only as big as your stability. Nice. So make sure you're stable. There's no rotation. There's no shift. So keep that lengthening. When you're done, you can hug that knee. So 5 and 5, 5 and 5, and then we switch. All right, so the left leg, same thing. Let's take the right hand to the rib, the left hand to the hip, and we're gonna start across the body. Breathe out, circle around. Keep pushing the opposite leg down. So we have the right leg pushing and flex. Then the leg is so relaxed on the hip. You need to release the leg in the hip joint, otherwise your hip flexors are gonna be angry. Also, suck the leg into the hip joint as much as you can. You're lengthening it, but you're not pulling it out of the socket. You're making it heavy. Switch if you haven't. You're making it heavy to stabilize the hip more. And since your hand might be on the rib and the pelvis, oops, I'm on the wrong side. Make sure that you're not mislining the rib nor the pelvis. That's actually quite a bit of a challenge. When you're done with both sides, keep that left sit bone lengthening up. When you're done, you hug the knee in, pull into the chest, lengthen the opposite leg. And you're gonna relax both legs. Okay, so take your time finishing, keep focusing on the hip mobility, keep focusing on the alignment of the rib and the pelvis, so we're not shifting, not lifting. Good. Watch your back. Look how low you're going. So Sally, you're really arching to lower that leg, so maybe not so low. Okay, rib down, pelvis imprinted. The pelvis is not really imprinted, but you're trying to tuck a little bit to make sure that you're stable. Because if you don't, you'll be all over the place. The tucking is just going to engage the abdominals a little bit more. Yeah, Fatima too, you're going too low and too wide, so your right pelvis is rotating. So maybe not so low and maybe not so wide. Watch the right side. So your right rib and pelvis need to be down. Breathing. All right, so we're down here. We finished. The legs are straight. You can massage the inner thigh a little bit when you're done. We're gonna move straight into our belly. So now we're gonna totally go the other way. Yeah, we're gonna roll to the belly. And if you're tightening your hips, just stay here for a little bit until it opens up a little bit. You can make a pillow with your hands and just breathe into the belly, breathe into the back, and let your hips just open a little bit. So in this laying down in the belly position, we're actually lifting the thigh, okay? The kneecaps, the thigh, the abdominals are all lifting. And when you lift all this, the pelvis should lengthen and tip a little bit. So the pubic bone is on the mat. So go ahead and lift the thighs, scoop and lift pelvic floor and abdominals. And as that happens, let the pelvis tilt, the tailbone reach the other way. Okay? One more time. Breathe into your back and side. Breathe out, lift the kneecaps, pelvic floor, scoop and lift abdominals, tailbone reaches, pubic bone is down. So we're lifting through the front of the body and lengthening through the back of the body. Stay in this position. Your legs are hip width apart, yeah? If you need to be wider, fine. If you can be narrow, that's more challenging. Let's lengthen the right leg. So scoop and lift thighs, pelvic floor, abdominals, and just reach in the right leg. Let it float up using your hamstring and your glute fold only. Not the back and not the butt too much. Yeah, the butt is going to work on its own. Then bring it down. We have the feet reaching through the top of the foot. You don't need to point the toe, but lengthen. And breathe out again. Lift the thighs, the abdominals, reach the left leg and let it float using the hamstring and the glute fold. So where the cellulite is. And then bring it down. And let's keep doing that. Lift kneecaps, abdominals, lengthen. Lengthen through the back of the body and lift from the hamstrings and bring it down. So the knee should not be bending. Lengthen. So if it goes up 1 centimeter, you're super lucky. Okay? So don't try to lift more than it goes, bending the knee and lifting the hip or dropping the low back. It's all about the lengthening. So keep going. Lift kneecaps, lift abdominals and pelvic floor. Your toe is reaching back with your foot. And through the hamstring, try to lift from the hamstring, which is the back of your thigh. Think of that lifting the leg for you. Just lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Pull the kneecaps, breathe out, lift. Nice, Fatima, that's it. Good, man. So your core is working 300%, right? That core is working 300%. So you're gonna finish it, if we start with the right, finish it with the left and rest it in. Give me 2 to 3 breaths to the belly. And we're gonna now use the arms as well, okay? So we're gonna bring the arms forward. So we're doing the swimming prep. We're gonna open the arms out to whatever distance you feel that your shoulders need, right? So not too narrow so the shoulders are up. Let's widen the shoulders and the arms are just gonna fall in place. We have the pinky down and palms facing each other. I need the head floating, so don't relax the head. Pull your chin in, the back of the neck to the ceiling, the base of the skull and the ponytail forward. So keep the front and the back of the neck working. Now let's lift the arms. So really pull the rib cage into the mat. Let's lift the kneecaps, lift the pelvic floor, abdominals, push the lower ribs into the mat. Now keep the legs pressing down and the left arm pressing down. Try to lift the right arm without shifting the body. So pinky is reaching forward and up and down. It's not a huge forward and up so the shoulders don't come up. Keep the shoulders wide. Now let's press the opposite. So right arm presses, left arm reaches and down. So you need to feel, am I rotating to one side to lift? The ribs have to stay in. So push the pubic bone, press the legs. Keep both ribs working. You're gonna feel that one side is so challenging to lift if you're not strong on that same side. So for me, it's the left side. When I lift it, I really get challenged. Otherwise, when I lift it, the whole body wants to rotate with me. So reach through the pinky and go only as high as you can. So some of you might not be able to lift the hand. Don't lift and compensate. Just try to lift and that effort is gonna work good enough. Now, don't pull the scapulas down your back. The scapulas are rotated on the outside and lifted. So let the scapulas rotate, yeah? Not scapulas to ears. So you're pushing from the pinky and outer arm up. Let the shoulders go up with you, but not to the ears, from the outside. Keep trying to alternate and lift. Nice. Feel the shift. We're just doing the arms, shoulders wide, head up, Magda. Don't let the head stay down. I need nice long base of skull. Okay, so finish it with the left arm. Make a pillow with your hand and rest. Give me 2 to 3 breaths. To me, that's the hardest one. Just the arm for me is the hardest one. The other one, the legs are much easier. Okay, so bring the arms forward again and let's do the opposite arm and leg reach. So we're gonna add a little bit of assistance and then we're gonna progress. So the head is down, the body straight. Let's Lengthen the legs, but pull the kneecaps up. Pull the pelvic floor and abdominals. Push the ribs down and let's lengthen the tailbone back. Now, right arm and left leg stay down. Let's reach the opposite one. So left arm and right leg, reach, and then let them float, but don't lose the reach. Bring it back down. You're working on stability, so keep working. Can everybody hug the ribs in? Pull, kneecaps, abdominals up. Hug your ribs. Lengthen the opposite sides and maybe lift. And down. Did you shift? Keep going. Breathe out. Lift the front of the body, lengthen the back. So breathe in or out to lift. Of course, the breath out is going to work your core a little bit more and probably help you a little bit more. So keep lengthening. Remember that you're lifting the leg from the hamstring. Hug your ribs in, everyone. Hug the ribs. Why? I don't want to see any shifting. So the hugging of the ribs and the lengthening of the body is going to give you the most stability. Okay, so you keep lifting the thighs, the abdominals connect. Then hug the ribs as much as you can to give you stability. There's always a weaker side. Keep the pubic bone down. Keep the ribs down. And then hug the core and the ribs to lift the arm and the leg. Good. We're going to finish lifting. Right arm, left leg. Good, and make a pillow with your hand. Breathe if you need to. We're going to continue into a little bit more swimming. Is everybody okay? That's really good. Okay. So we're going to go back to position and we're going to lift, hugging the ribs, lengthen everything, and we're going to try to switch right away. Switch. But the arm and the leg that comes down, push it to stabilize. Switch. Switch. We try to do 10, and then we try to maybe not come to the floor and go into our swimming, okay? But you can always use the arm and the leg. So let's keep the left arm down and the right leg, lengthen and reach, right arm, left leg. Breathe out, hugging the ribs, lengthening, lifting the abdominal, switch. Lift abdominal, hug ribs, switch. Tailbone is lengthening, switch. You're really long from toe to head to toe. Keep switching. 4, 5, roll tall, 6. Move from the hamstring, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's float and go 1, 2, 3. Keep swimming. 4, I'm timing you. So you can use the floor and continue, or you can swim, lengthen to the base of the skull, lengthen through the quads, come up, back of the leg goes up, abs up, lift the abdominals, pubic bone down. Don't shift, don't shift, don't shift. You're shifting. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You have 5 seconds. Go, go, go. And relax. 30 seconds. Make a pillow with your hand. Catch your breath. When you're here, when you're ready, toes together, knees apart, hands next to the shoulders. You can push. Now, keep pushing, yeah? Don't even come down. Just push your butt to your heels. Push, 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 push. Once your butt is in the heels, you feel that stretch on the low back. And then keep coming down if you want, but continue to pushing the floor away. Keep pushing the floor forward so your butt stays on the heel. Open up your knees as much as you need to. So Fatma, you can open up the knees a bit more if you like. Yeah. So it's not about coming down, it's about keeping the butt on the heel to stretch. And breathe through the back of the body. Good. So we're going to come forward into all fours. So we have the knees hip width apart, the hands under the shoulder. And we're going to go into some push-ups, okay? Now, we're gonna open the hands a little wider than shoulders, and we're gonna bend the elbows at about 45 degrees, not in, not out. So we're going just outside the hips. Let's pull the shoulders and scapulas down. Press into the pinky finger and the thumb. Press your knuckles down, press the tips of the fingers down. And push yourself up, 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 up. Press the floor away so the scapulas wrap around the ribs. Pull the shoulders down. Keep pushing, push, push until the scapulas are all the way around the ribs and under the armpits. Don't round the back to do it. Keep your neutral, so just push with the arms so the scapulas wrap. Now, if you need to rotate your armpits forward or rotate the inside of the elbows forward to open up the shoulders, once you feel the shoulders open, you can relax the arm. Let's bend the elbows and bring the chest slightly down. Don't lose your neutral so your abs are tight. We're not changing anything from the core work. Don't let your scapulas collapse, Fatima. So I need your elbows to be pulling back this way, yeah? So pull the shoulders down, pull the elbows back as your chest comes down. So your scapulas don't collapse. You're still pushing from the floor and push the floor away. Push the floor away. Keep pushing the floor away. The scapulas stay wide as the elbows go wide and you push back up. So don't let the scapulas collapse. Everybody's letting the scapulas collapse. So push the floor away. Widen the scapulas. When you come down, don't let the shoulders and the scapulas collapse. We want to push, push, push. Where are your scapulas now? Hold the scapulas under the armpits. Imagine you're holding two books here. Yeah? So the scapulas have to stay wide. Open the scapulas, bend and push again. Open the scapulas, elbows back, elbows back. So push your elbows back. No, only when you bend. Push it back, push it back, push it back. Yes, there you go. That's better. Does that make sense? Good. Keep pushing the elbows back, chest up. Cool. Don't let the scapulas collapse. Yeah, shoulders down, scapulas wide. Okay, so finish one more. So it's about keeping the scapulas, don't collapse it, don't collapse the core. Wide elbows, wide scapulas, only as far as you can. All right, stretch back. Now you can press the chest down to stretch it. We're gonna go narrower, so we're gonna do triceps. Okay, again, notice that we kept on all four, so I'm not really challenging. For those of you who want to challenge, you can definitely take the knees back and the pelvis slightly forward, not all the way. It's just a little bit. So you're tucking and bringing slightly forward. Otherwise, stay here. Push the floor away. Push, push, push. Rotate the inner arms inwards. Yeah, if you want to open up the shoulder, or if you know how to open it, open it. Can we keep the ribs up a little bit? Now, the elbows want to scrape next to you. So you're going to bend the elbows slightly back. So you're keeping the inner arm facing forward. Kind of. I mean, not forcing it, but I want to keep it forward so the elbows go straight back. I want it to be right next to my waist. How far do you go? As far as you keep the scapulas wide and you don't lose your stability. Push. Even if you just look a little bit and up. Okay? Elbows go back, open the chest, abs tight. Chest comes forward as the elbow goes back. Okay? So, chest comes forward, elbow goes back. When you push, you should be in all fours again. If that's how you started. So try not to come down here. Elbows goes back, chest comes forward, and then you push. And you should feel on your triceps. Give me anywhere between 6 to 10. Bend, yeah, that's it. So bend the elbows, bring the arms back, and chest forward. Good. Watch your core. More core. Good. So Chest forward, elbows back at the same time. Bend the elbows, bend the elbows, bend the elbows. Yes, that's it. When you're done, stretch back. Okay, so we have chest forward, elbows back. Very nice, Fatma. Way to keep the scapula stable. When you're done with your 8 to 10, good. Open the scapulas, ribs up, chest up. So keep the ribs lifted, push it in and up. Yeah, the pelvis stays a little bit tucked. Keep it tucked and the ribs in and up. When you're done, open the knees, stretch back, and then bend the elbows, bring the hands to the back to stretch your triceps. You can keep reaching the elbows forward to stretch and the chest down. And you're gonna feel that stretch on your triceps. Good. Elbows forward, chest down. You can also walk the hand or reach the hand down your back. So elbow forward, hands down the back, and chest down. Breathe in, elbows forward, hands down. Breathe out, chest down. You will feel your lats too, yeah? Nice. When you're ready, sit up tall, roll up. Sit however you want and open your hands across your chest. Shoulders down, stretch. Do 3 to 5 breaths. Pull that scapula with you. Wow, everything feels tight. It's amazing. When you're done, you can roll the shoulders and pull the other. Five breaths, shoulders down, pull the shoulders down, and then pull. Even if your arm needs to be lower, don't lift the shoulders to stretch. Pull the scapula with you. Roll the shoulders. Release the neck. Yeah. Nice work, everyone. Let me turn this off. Great job. See you guys later.